So first of all, just if you wouldn't mind telling everybody a little bit about yourself in a little bit of an elevator speech. Give me 60 seconds of who you are, or where you came from, and why you're running.
Good afternoon. I think we're in the afternoon time now. My name is Dr. Quintessa Hathaway, and I am the Democratic nominee for Arkansas 2nd Congressional District. I would like to thank everyone that was a part of the organizational effort for today's event. This is a spectacular facility. I've been in here a few times before, so thank you all to the staff and everyone that is participatory in today's event. Moreover, Bowman, for everything that you all have done. I am an educator by training and by love. This is the start of my 16th year in education. I've taught almost every single thing imaginable, but most specifically, I'm back in higher ed this year. I'm an educator at Arkansas Baptist College. I have taught all over our great land. I've spent a significant number of years here in Central Arkansas, and I've given 7 years to schools throughout Pulaski County. I am also an education consultant. I too am a part of the business sector. I've been doing education consulting for about 7 years now, going all over the country, giving educators and administrators the best possible strategies to shrink the achievement gap. I am a graduate of the Jackson State University in Jackson, Mississippi, where I attained my Bachelor of Arts in Political Science. I went on to get 3 graduate degrees from the Tennessee State University in my hometown of Nashville, Tennessee. I am here in Arkansas by love, totally. I am married 2 times over. Both of my husbands are from Arkansas, and I brought my current husband with me here today, who is a native of the state. He's from Brinkley, Arkansas. So I'm here just out of, love and appreciation for everything that the state of Arkansas has done for me. I call this the land of opportunity, which is also one of the nicknames of our state. And I'm glad to be here. Everything that the state has done for me, I want to just continue to do those things and be a voice and an advocate for all those that I've come in contact with, for communities that are underserved and underprivileged. Thank you.
All right. You are in a room full of people who are very active in building ownership and management, commercial real estate. Tell me, if you were elected to Congress, how you would work to achieve some of their goals and needs and represent the commercial real estate industry.
The commercial industry is very critical to the growth and development and sustainability of any community. Where there's development, that means that growth is happening. That means jobs are coming to a community. It means that sustainability is on the forefront, and anything that we can do, those that are gathered in this room, by means of building and sustaining communities, whether they are served or underserved, those that are on the margins of society, those that are not developed or have low development, low growth, low wealth communities, I think we can continue to be a part of that process to, cultivate specific communities. Everywhere that there are affluent communities, development also occurring in, low wealth communities also. We have the resources. America is the land of the bright and morning star. There's still hope on the hill to where those that are gathered in this room can be a part of, creating some infrastructure and some resources for all people.
I asked a question earlier about the census, Arkansas being an undercounted state. Of about, I think, 11 states were either overcounted or undercounted. What would you do in Congress to address that undercount issue? Because as I mentioned earlier, it affects, millions, if not billions of dollars coming to the state of Arkansas.
Let's put our finger directly on the pulse of the issue. I'm not bashful by any means. But in the 2nd Congressional District, there are 3 cases that are pending right now with regards to the racial gerrymandering of the 2nd District. With that being known, some people believe that their vote does not count. There's also low voter turnout throughout the state of Arkansas. There are individuals that are untapped, people that have not had their doors knocked on. They have not had an opportunity to really be heard from in a very long time throughout the 2nd Congressional District and throughout the state of Arkansas. One of the things of the State Democratic Party, and even down to the local level, we are going to reach out block by block, border to border, across this state in order to bring about voter turnout this coming November 8th. Those of you all that are down in the trenches, in communities, we need you all to sound the alarm loudly, locally, state, federally, and inform people the power of their votes. Everything is going to be on that ballot come this November. Everything that we care about as a nation and about democracy is on that ballot. Every social, economic, political issue, the viability of this country is going to be on that ballot. We're living in some very critical times. And if we're going to continue to go down this path, we can only imagine what's going to happen for current and future generations. And I don't want to paint the picture as heavy and dark and with a broad brush, because I believe in America just like you all do. We're all patriots in this room. We all come from some different socioeconomic stripes, but we landed here together. And our democracy is for every single person that crosses these waters, that fly in our airs. This is all of our country. And the ballot is the only thing that separates us from oppression. And for us to have some of those deep-seated and difficult conversations to address what happened with redistricting, to be able to draw more people into the fold and to grow out the base, to bring more minorities and women and members of the LGBTQ community, those that are disaffected, that feel that they are disaffected by the political process. Let's bring them back and show people who we really are, and that Arkansas is our country. That is our state, that is our state, and that we care about what happens here. Most specifically, Little Rock has the potential and has been growing in such a way that even when other areas have been depopulating, Little Rock has been growing. And I think the mayor may be present, he can speak more to this than I can, but we still have the opportunity to sprawl and grow and be innovative and be competitive just like any other city and state and congressional district across this nation.
Tell me how you would combat inflation if you were in Congress.
Inflation is multi-pronged. It causes us to reach down and have some difficult conversations as well. I am willing to work across the aisles as well as within the Democratic Party to be able to come up with the best possible solutions to craft some legislation, to sponsor and co-sponsor some legislation to bring down inflation. One thing that's hurting families right now is this price gouging. We can have the conversation, and I'm fully open to it because I am a woman of my word. I stand on my principles, but I'm also a negotiator and a compromiser. I listen to multiple voices and multiple perspectives. But this price gouging is hurting families too. Yes, money was pumped into the economy to help those that are most vulnerable, those that had been in some dire financial straits, most specifically during the pandemic. People literally didn't have food to eat. People lost loved ones during the pandemic. That's a single loss of an income in a household that hurt real people. Even in rural Arkansas, not just the urban areas within the 2nd Congressional District. So we have to have those conversations and be willing to listen to those people as well. But price gouging, this with oil companies reaping record profits, while those that are just regular, common folk, blue-collar workers that are red, white, yellow, black, and brown, those people were affected too. And we're still feeling the pains, the growing pains, the financial pains of what is happening with this price gouging and the inflationary issues. And I want to be political, and I probably shouldn't be, but this is a political forum. When President Biden was elected back in November of 2020, we're only about 50 cents or so higher in gas prices. Let's tell the truth. About 50, 52, 55 cents, somewhere around that number. Gas at one time was almost $5, y'all. I know I felt the pain in my pump. It cost me about almost $80 to fill up my little car. But now we are at a point where it's come down quite significantly, and we are in a pandemic, as well as dealing with the Ukrainian-Russian crisis as well. So, those are just some things for us to think about.
All right, our time is up, so I'll have to wrap our questions at that. All right.
Brock, I appreciate you.
All right, Dr. Quintessa Hathaway, let's give her a round of applause.